Now, here's meteorologist Pete Mangione with your live Pinpoint Doppler 12 Futurecast.
All morning long, we've been checking in with Walt Butel. One of the things he keeps commenting on is how cold it feels out there for an August day. I mean, it's, what, 59 degrees right now?
Yeah, Providence has been in the upper 50s, low 60s.
Yeah.
It is getting a little bit warmer down along the South Shore, and as that somewhat tropical air mass, we'll call it, moves in today, we will warm to around 70 degrees or so.
Okay.
But you know what? You may not care because it's certainly not going to be a very nice day. This is what's left of Danny. Danny, of course, no longer a tropical storm. It's now what we call a tropical depression. And basically what we're looking at is a storm that's kind of half tropical, half plain old coastal storm. And as it moves in our direction, we're still going to get some heavy rain and some gusty winds out across the Cape. So this is still not a storm to mess around with, and we will be tracking it all day long for you. All right, taking a look at live Pinpoint Doppler 12, you can see some lulls in the rain this morning, but more waves of precipitation will continue to move through the area. You can see the darker shades of green and yellow now down at the bottom of your TV set. This will all lift up right at us as we go throughout this morning and this afternoon. So even though Danny is no longer a tropical storm, we'll still see about 2 to 4 inches of rain, wind gusts between 30 and 40 miles an hour. So I've trimmed down the rain and the wind just a little bit due to the lessening and intensity of Danny. But still, this is not anything you want to mess around with, especially if you're out at the beaches for today. The strongest winds will be out across the Cape and Islands, and those rip currents, even though you cannot see them, they will be out there, especially as we go into this afternoon. Some isolated power outages are possible, but most of those will probably be combined to Martha's Vineyard and Nantucket. The rest of us probably staying with power for most of the day. All right, 57 degrees. Danielle just mentioned how cold it is. You can see that in northern Rhode Island. We are starting to warm up a little bit along the South Shore, 67 Westerly, 66 Newport. Down City Providence, we are gray. We've seen some light rain this morning. Right now, it's not coming down all that heavy. Temperature is at 60 degrees. High surf advisory goes into effect from noon today until 6 p.m. tomorrow. So even though the storm is long gone tomorrow, the water will remain rather agitated. 2 to 4 inches of rain for today. That's why a flood watch is in effect for our entire viewing area, even though most of us may stay closer to this 2-inch amount. Some isolated spots getting around 4 inches. All right, here is what is left of Danny. You can see that the wind's right around 35 miles an hour with gusts up to 46 miles an hour. As we track Danny throughout the day, remember, this is no longer a tropical storm. This is a tropical depression with some decent winds and heavy rain. 2 o'clock this afternoon, it is still offshore. In fact, probably at least 100 miles offshore from the coast of Rhode Island. Still, though, plenty of rain out ahead of this. By 2 in the morning, in other words, very late tonight, the storm probably passes around the Nantucket, Cape Cod Canal area, and then it shoots way off to the northeast by the time we go into tomorrow night and Monday morning. And keep in mind, as we were just saying, even though the storm is gone for Sunday, the water remains rather rough. So make sure you keep that in mind if you're headed out to the beaches for the weekend. So the slew of moisture has yet to come in. This will be the story for late morning and early afternoon. As far as the wind speeds go, here's what I'm thinking. Between 40 and 45 mile an hour wind gusts. These are not sustained winds. These are wind gusts for eastern Massachusetts and the Cape. Nantucket, Martha's Vineyard may see a few gusts up to around 50. We'll see gusts between 30 and 40 for most of Rhode Island and between 20 and 30 for the Connecticut River Valley. For today, the rain will come down heavy at times, temperatures in the low 70s. Those waves between 6 to 7 feet at the entrance to Narragansett Bay. Of course, they will be smaller once you get further into the bay. Tonight, the rain will come to an end. We'll see some clearing, low around 65. Tomorrow looks nice, 83 degrees, a little bit humid, and then cool and comfortable as we go throughout the work week. So